Hello everyone, welcome to Martin Chess Kids. Today I'll show the game played by Nino and Gergana, and this game complete in 27 moves. And here you have a very beautiful triple sacrifice from the white to win the game. And you see this game start with the pawn to d4, d5, c4, and now e6, and after this the knight to c3, bishop to e7, and knight to f3, knight to f6, and the white play g3, then the black castle. And here is the first 5 move, and you can see that the white is slightly better in the position. And the game continues with the bishop to g2, preparing for short castling. Then c6 was played, and now the white castling, then b6, and here the white play a knight to e5 and trying to capture the pawn if the knight move to d7. And now the knight in this golden square is very active and have many activity to play around. Then bishop to b7 to protect the pawn, and now e4, trying to secure the center again. After this, the knight b to d7 and trying to attack the knight and go for the exchange. But in this game, the white used the knight to capture the c6 pawn, and after this the bishop captured again. So this is one of the sacrifice, and here the pawn capture d5, and the pawn capture d5 again, then the c pawn capture d5, and here the bishop back to b7. So at this early stage you can see that the white sacrifice the knight for 2 pawns and gain the position as in this with the center control with the double pawn. After this, the white play another sacrifice, there is a d6 sacrifice. You have a pawn attack the bishop and the bishop attack the bishop, and here you have the double attack. So bishop capture the pawn, bishop takes d6, and after this the bishop takes b7 pawn, and you can see at this position the white gaining back the material. Back to the situation, if you capture the bishop takes g2, then the pawn will capture e7 pawn and attack the queen, and after this queen will capture the pawn and the king will capture the bishop again, then queen to b4, and here the white will be better with just winning 1 pawn only. So back to the position of this, then the rook to b8, and now bishop back to g2 again, and in this position the white is clearly better as it's winning the pawn. Then b5 was played, and now queen to f3, then h6, and here the white continue to play a4 to attack the pawn. So b takes a4 and the rook takes a4. Then the black do not want to give the pawn away and therefore move a5, and this is protected by the queen. Then queen to f5 was played, and to have a double attack the pawn. And then bishop to b4 to protect the pawn again. After this, knight to a2, and here this is the critical path for the knight to play to capture the bishop from the knight at c3 to a2, then goes to b4 and attack at c6, and this knight will fork the queen and the rook, and the blue color is indicate the critical path for the knight. After this, the knight to b6, and here attacking the rook, and the rook cannot be escaped. However, the white sacrifice the rook, knight takes b4, and with the idea of go to c6 and attack the piece and gain back the material. And this is the second sacrifice, and the knight plan to fork the rook and the queen at respective b8 and d8. And here the knight capture the rook first, then the rook to c6 to attack the rook and the queen. Then queen to b6, and after this situation come the third sacrifice. The white capture the pawn at b6, and here is a very interesting move. And if the pawn capture, then the queen will capture the knight. So in the actual game, the pawn capture the bishop, and now the queen capture back to the knight, and now the queen also can capture the pawn and will be winning at another 2 pawn. After this, the queen also plan to checkmate with the knight to e7 and check the king. And if the queen move to h7, then you have a simple checkmate with the bishop attacking the square. So you have a very beautiful idea by capturing the h pawn and win the game. And at this position, the white is clearly winning in the game. And in the actual game, the black play a rook f to e8, and after this, bishop to d5 was played and trying to pin the king. Then the rook to b7 was played, and now queen to g6, a check. And in this position, there are only 2 options for the king to play. And if the black move a king to h8, then the white will be just clearly winning. But in the actual game, the king moved to f8, and with this, the white is clearly winning after queen to h7, and will be checkmate at queen to h8. Therefore, the king cannot be come up to the e1 square as the knight is protecting the square. So after queen to h7, the black resign the game. And if you want to continue the game, if the queen capture the knight, then the bishop will just capture the queen, and here will be winning with the extra material and the queen. If you want to play at this position, another alternative will be a rook b to e8. Then same if the bishop goes to d5, and if the queen can go to b5 to attack, then the queens just continue to check, then king to h8, then queen capture again, and king to g8, then queen to g5, maintaining the check, and king can come up to h7, then bishop continue to check, and f5 can be played. And with this, there will be sadly no checkmate, but the white is still clearly better in this position after all the sacrifice from the white. And with this, thank you.